3d6 down the line.
All right, that is episode 86 in the books. Oh, momentous episode.
Thank you for letting Mort do the disco ball. I really wanted to do that.
Oh man, we've been wanting to do that for so long. That was so satisfying, and that was the perfect. It's just like as soon as you said that, let me borrow this. Let me borrow this. I'm just going to run down the hallway and do it. It made perfect sense. Like every issue that we had with it, they're going to see. They're going to hear. Everything was perfect, and we have Nefret to thank for it. She gave her life.
And she has no eyes.
She gave her own life.
Ooh, the joy.
So that we could do this. What a twofer. What a gift.
Yeah, well, except that now we're trapped in a room with some monstrous fungus men, and we're all going to
lightning bolt. Yeah, that's fine.
It's not going to be pretty.
Yes, pretty amazing. A great example of how, as strong as we can become, the confluence of our political machinations or general deviant behavior is as potent, if not more, than any brute force that we've brought to head.
It's true.
We've tried this in a million ways, and it has been the various interactions we had with the apes and Garrelad over time, with different people, with different notes, with different ideas, that has had more effect, culminating with Nefret, which is kind of like a icing on the cake thing, but then, spell slinging and sword swinging. So it's pretty amazing. I don't know.
Oh, actually,
by the way, go ahead.
Sorry, one addendum to the actual sequence of events that just happened. When you guys were running down after the Well of Light was activated to the south, Upior, you would have noticed before you bolted east through the open door towards Garrelad's chambers, you actually see the stalker sitting in front of the double doors leading to the library. And it's just standing there, like its face just like sort of looking at the door. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It didn't complete its mission.
Yeah.
You gave it instructions and it couldn't do it because she's already dead by ghost baboon babies.
Is she or is she going to come back? Now I feel like we can go to burn her corpse.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Actually, what would have happened was, no, I'm wrong. Actually, when you would not have seen the stalker. You do not see the stalker when you approach the double doors. Never mind.
Presumably the stalker dissipates once their target is dead. Is that fair to ask? Say.
I think that's in the spell.
I think that's in the spell.
Do we see the stalker's twin brother?
Yeah. Anyways, forget I said anything.
With
you
a
don't
goatee.
see anything. Yeah.
No, it's quite all right. And likewise, I got to remember to just be like secret door everywhere we go, because when we're moving fast, it's hard with the space we're covering.
I will say that your ring, though, the ring of the stalker that you're wearing, Upior, right?
Mm-hmm.
The white pearl is still dull. Okay.
That means it's like it's got a charges or whatever. But may I point out?
Yeah.
All the stuff that happened today, 0 dice rolls.
True.
Perfect session, boys.
Perfect
session.
It's like pitching a perfect.
We're gonna have one now, but
it is.
Up to now,
we call that an S tier success right there.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, you guys had everything in order, and I wasn't. As you guys all know, I don't play the story. You know what I mean? I didn't do what was right for the narrative. It was all very much time sensitive. The whole Nefret arc. It's like I basically, like, to be transparent. What I did the moment that you fought Nefret first is then I laid out, like, this is what Nefret does if she is left unopposed. Like if anything you do has no effect on her, this is what she ends up doing, right? So I had that as sort of my baseline, and then over these past 4 or 5 sessions since then, I've just slowly made adjustments to that plan based upon the what you guys have been able to affect. You know what I mean? And so there was a whole trip to Gosterwick in those episodes. So there was a lot of time that elapsed, and that caused things to shift. And at the same time, there was also the impending party between the goblins and the beastmen and that whole thing. So what may appear to just have been hand waved according to just like, I think this would work better, and like, wouldn't it be cool if this happened? It was all very down to the line of like how fast she can move, where she planned on going, how fast the goblins would be coming up, and all that. Point being is, like, you don't have to worry that I was making decisions based upon just what makes a good story. It was really based upon the timeline.
Nor would I allow you to ever speak again if you had. So it's good.
I am curious what she was doing.
Well, and here's the thing.
I didn't say it
we were nearing the end of the session, so I didn't want to like distract us with too much. But I think that, assuming we don't get wrecked by this fungal thing, I think something that's a high priority is actually unbarring that door and going and checking if she has anything on her person, or if she's accumulated anything either in the Library of Thoth or in the librarian's quarters or elsewhere. I mean, for all we know, she has other shit she's gotten in all this time, right?
Oh yeah.
And to leave it uninspected would be, I think, very foolish of us. But
or we could wait until we have a cleric who can cast silence and then go in there so we don't get eaten by monkeys.
Well, I mean, I agree, but also we know for a fact that if we don't play like idiots, we're not going to be eaten by monkeys. Right.
Yeah. And
like,
you're
but
saying
that, silence is one way to not be an idiot.
Silence is absolutely the certain thing, but I just mention it because, like, it's talking is not allowed. Footsteps don't trigger the monkeys. We know that, right? So we can navigate in the room with our mouths gagged just in case. 3 gags on Mike, you know what I mean? And I got to bully him when he's not here, right? Love you, Mike. But like, I agree. Silence is the safest. But again, it's down to the time thing. My nervousness is, we wait. I mean, I don't think anything's going to come down and take the orb in an immediate sense. I think it was Geralad. It took a non-ape to do that. But there are other players in this dungeon, right? Like, I don't think they would deconstruct the glass orb, but they might take advantage of the fact that they don't have apes swarming them now, and this is fertile ground for people to navigate. Like, the consequence, if you want to call it that, of what we just did, as momentum as is this is now a floor that's exponentially more accessible to every single other adventurer and the goblins. Right?
Knows about it.
Who knows about it?
Yes. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I think, I mean, it's iffy.
Sure.
Do we take it back with us? Because at night, it's dark.
They're going to smash it as soon as it gets dark.
Just come. Although, here's the thing. Maybe we got to reread our book. Maybe if we do the stations, maybe it'll stay lit. Like, because we have the instructions. If we go around and do the whole ritual, that may do it. Because otherwise, sun's going to go down. Laser beams are off. Monkeys can do whatever they want.
Sun's getting
I think that's very probable. Yeah. And we have a whole eastern section of this that we have no clue whatsoever.
Well, we do have a clue. Those are the Howling Caves. That's where the baboons live.
Yeah.
If you want to go pick a big fight, they're east.
There you go.
You got it. It's right down there.
Back there.
Yeah,
well, all I know is I'm going to get that ruby throne and sell it.
The stations of the Wall of Light, yes. I mean, I don't know where I would have gotten this sort of idea that perhaps they were important somehow. It's as if a voice hinted at us several times as we walked by. Really weird.
And
I should also point out in relation to that too. I'm going to point out every session until you do something about it. You have a wealth of books that you have not even cracked.
Oh, I know. Well, I assume they're all in Mithric, though, right?
I don't know. Yep,
like almost none of us read Mithric.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike's guy does, and Upior does. Yeah, we got a couple. We got a couple.
My stupid half elf is too dumb to read Mithric. Oh well.
Well, he skipped that day.
But he's so very pretty. He's so very pretty.
And Holden is still back in the debauch studying Mithric for all it's worth.
Holden's been studying Mithric about 9 years. The most neglected, second most neglected to Sam.
He
pushes the glasses up his nose. Hey guys, where are you going?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, also don't forget too that you have a King's Summons in your hand, which you have yet to look at as well.
Oh yeah, we should.
I think Mort mentions that as they go in to kill the Shrieker. He's like, "Oh, by the way, guys, I forgot to mention.
We gotta go see the king."
The last word you heard from a goblin voice was, "The king does not like to be left waiting."
He'll understand.
It was like half an hour.
That's the key. That's the key thing. Well, which is an interesting subject, right? Which is like our perception of time. I'm curious about this for you, John. I mean, you keep really like rigorous records, but our perception of time and the actual time that elapses in game is like a really interesting, like flexible range, I think, within like the simulation of something, right? Like, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying other than like, yeah, the king, let's take this example. The king doesn't like to be left waiting. Realistically, that could be like a week or it could be a day, right? I don't think it's an hour, right? But in playtime, that could be 12 sessions. You know what I mean? Like, and so our experience of time, in the sense that we're not engaging with the urgency of a thing versus the reality of time, is always something that I'm like, I have a hard time wrapping my head around, right?
Well, you know, these are the factors here. Like, for one, that the king doesn't like to move himself around if he doesn't have to. He's a king.
Yeah.
Right. This was a very, very special occasion. This was to celebrate a formal alliance between two relatively powerful factions. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The news, you can assume, has been brought to him, but he was already on the move with his retinue on his way here.
That's the pertinent part. Yeah.
So he doesn't like to be disturbed unless it's for a good cause. Right. Right. Now he's found out that this cause has been basically nullified, aborted, and he has called you into his presence. So you have already surmised that your alliance with the goblins is slightly a little bit more rickety than it was in the past couple of days. The Beastmen one is basically gone. So you got to weigh. How much you're willing to let the king wait.
I think I'll say this. I think
he's going to say. Bottleneck's going to pass the word. He's going to say, the AV Club ran through here chasing the thing that destroyed everything, and they're fighting for our defense. I mean, and even if he doesn't pass it on, we should bring back her head or something like that.
I mean, we could go so far. Yes, that's a great idea, Ted. But like, we could go so far as to whether we be successful in this regard. It's something we alluded to like in the last couple of weeks of private Discord conversation. Is like, the thing that the Goblin King wanted wasn't an alliance. It was the Beastman territory. That's a very, very significant distinction. And whatever we can do to leverage or convince the Goblin King that he can thank us for this, whether it be like, oh yeah, we like intentionally set Neferet out on there. I mean, like, that's how we convince that is a whole other thing. So easier said than done. But like, this is an opportunity, not a problem. It's a thing that is far less treacherous. I mean, Mother will probably come back with her stormtroopers, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
we can play this.
We can play it really well.
Yeah, there's some avenues that we can take. I already have some.
Don't tell the DM though. He might think of something.
No.
Okay. I'm listening, taking mental notes.
Yeah, I knew it.
I like the the blasé attitude towards making a king wait. I take a note. It's cool.
No, I think we got this. I think we got this.
John, don't worry. He will be very comfortable when he's sleeping in his bed, and a silent, hovering, poison dagger wielding mystery gives a little bit of a beep, just a little beep, under his ear, so the wound is invisible to anyone. And goodbye, King. Hello, Mortis, J. Gobliano, the Ascendant, the Terestus of Grandeur.
Yeah. All right. I can see how the plans are all working.
Cake for every goblin.
You've got all of your bases covered. I can tell you've explored all the options. And
everything. Nothing left to chance. Nothing left to chance.
Totally smoothly.
Mike will come in.
Oh, yeah. We forgot about the mic factor. That changes everything.
We had it all locked down.